A Course in Miracles. Lesson 154. I am among the ministers of God. Let us today be neither arrogant nor falsely humble. We have gone beyond such foolishness. We cannot judge ourselves, nor need we do so. These are but attempts to hold decision off, and to delay commitment to our function. It is not our part to judge our worth, nor can we know what role is best for us. What we can do within a larger plan, we cannot see in its entirety. Our part is cast in heaven, not in hell. And what we think is weakness can be strength. What we believe to be our strength is often arrogance. Whatever your appointed role may be, it was selected by the voice for God, whose function is to speak for you as well. Seeing your strengths exactly as they are, and equally aware of where they can be best applied, for what, to whom, and when, He chooses and accepts your part for you. He does not work without your own consent, but He is not deceived in what you are, and listens only to His voice in you. It is through His ability to hear one voice which is His own, that you become aware at last there is one voice in you. And that one voice appoints your function, and relays it to you, giving you the strength to understand it, do what it entails, and to succeed in everything you do that is related to it. God has joined His Son in this, and thus His Son becomes His messenger of unity with Him. It is this joining, through the voice for God, of Father and of Son, that sets apart salvation from the world. It is this voice which speaks of laws the world does not obey, which promises salvation from all sin, with guilt abolished in the mind that God created sinless. Now this mind becomes aware again of who created it, and of His lasting union with itself. So is itself the one reality in which its will and that of God are joined. A messenger is not the one who writes the message he delivers, nor does he question the right of him who does, nor ask why he has chosen those who will receive the message that he brings. It is enough that he accept it, give it to the ones for whom it is intended, and fulfill his role in its delivery. If he determines what the messages should be, or what their purpose is, or where they should be carried, he is failing to perform his proper part as bringer of the word. There is one major difference in the role of heaven's messengers, which sets them off from those the world appoints. The messages that they deliver are intended first for them, and it is only as they can accept them for themselves that they become able to bring them further, and to give them everywhere that they were meant to be. Like earthly messengers, they did not write the messages they bear, but they become their first receivers in the truest sense, receiving to prepare themselves to give. An earthly messenger fulfills his role by giving all his messages away. The messengers of God perform their part by their acceptance of His messages as for themselves, and show they understand the messages by giving them away. They choose no roles that are not given them by His authority, and so they gain by every message that they give away. Would you receive the messages of God? For thus do you become His messenger. You are appointed now. And yet you wait to give the messages you have received, and so you do not know that they are yours, and do not recognize them. No one can receive and understand he has received until he gives. For in the giving is his own acceptance of what he received. You who are now the messenger of God, receive His messages, for that is part of your appointed role. God has not failed to offer what you need, nor has it been left unaccepted. Yet another part of your appointed task is yet to be accomplished. He who has received for you the messages of God would have them be received by you as well. For thus do you identify with Him and claim your own. It is this joining that we undertake to recognize today. We will not seek to keep our minds apart from Him who speaks for us, for it is but our voice we hear as we attend Him.
He alone can speak to us and for us, joining in one voice the getting and the giving of God's word, the giving and receiving of His will. We practice giving Him what He would have, that we may recognize His gifts to us. He needs our voice that He may speak through us. He needs our hands to hold His messages and carry them to those whom He appoints. He needs our feet to bring us where He wills, but those who wait in misery may be at last delivered. And He needs our will united with His own, that we may be the true receivers of the gifts He gives. Let us
but learn this lesson for today. We will not recognize what we receive until we give it. You have heard this said 100 ways, 100 times, and yet belief is lacking still. But this is sure: until belief is given it, you will receive 1,000 miracles, and then receive 1,000 more, but will not know that God Himself has left no gift beyond what you already have, nor has denied the tiniest of blessings to His Son. What can this mean to you until you have identified with Him and with His own? Our lesson for today is stated thus: I am among the ministers of God, and I am grateful that I have the means by which to recognize that I am free. The world recedes as we light up our minds and realize these holy words are true. They are the message sent to us today from our Creator. Now we demonstrate how they have changed our minds about ourselves and what our function is. For as we prove that we accept no will we do not share, our many gifts from our Creator will spring to our sight and leap into our hands, and we will recognize what we received. Lesson 154. I am among the ministers of God. You wrote the wrong message. What if it was already given? A phone made a sound. That was all. A simple notification. Most people would never think twice about it. A sound happens. A story follows. Case closed. But something different happened that morning. The rookie heard the sound and immediately knew what it meant. My sister is sending me videos. No evidence, no investigation, no questions. Just a conclusion. Case closed before the case was ever opened. The detective heard the same sound and did something unusual. Nothing. The detective waited. The detective had learned something the rookie had not. A sound is not a story. A notification is not a conclusion. Evidence is not interpretation. And because the detective refused to write the message before the evidence arrived, something remarkable happened. Reality revealed itself. The original story collapsed. Not because it was attacked, not because it was replaced, not because a better story was invented. It simply never received enough belief to harden into reality. And that is when lesson 154 stopped being words on a page. It became a living demonstration. Because hidden inside this lesson is one of the most devastating lines in the entire course. A messenger is not the one who writes the message he delivers. Read that again. A messenger is not the one who writes the message he delivers. That single sentence exposes almost every problem the ego has ever had. The phone rings. The ego writes a message. A text arrives. The ego writes a message. Someone looks a certain way. The ego writes a message. A customer cancels. The ego writes a message. The stock market drops. The ego writes a message. A politician speaks. The ego writes a message. A relationship changes. The ego writes a message. The ego is addicted to authorship. It cannot tolerate not knowing. It cannot tolerate uncertainty. It cannot tolerate now. Now is too open. Now leaves room for reality to reveal itself. The ego would rather invent an answer than wait for the truth. That is the difference between the rookie and the detective. The rookie believes certainty comes from conclusions. The detective discovers certainty comes from evidence. The rookie writes stories. The detective receives messages. And suddenly the cloud for lesson 154 starts becoming very interesting. Message. Lesson. Ego. Messenger. Already. Right. Says. First. Story. Detective. My companion, those words are practically writing the article themselves. Notice the word already. Notice the word first. The lesson keeps pointing towards something that was already there. The message was already given. The voice was already speaking. The function was already established. The life was already present. The detective does not create what is already there. The detective discovers it. The messenger does not write what is already given. The messenger delivers it. The ego does the opposite. The ego walks into a finished house and starts claiming ownership of the furniture. Think about that. The house is already standing. The foundation is already poured. The walls are already built. The electricity is already running through the wires. The lights are already working. Then somebody walks inside and says, "This is my light." Really? Without the house, there would be no light to claim. Without the electricity, there would be no switch to flip. Without the structure, there would be no claimant. The house came first. The claim came second. The voice came first. The message came second. The source came first. The apparent messenger came second. Life came first. The personal self came second. Yet somehow the personal self arrives and starts putting little ownership labels on everything. My idea, my insight, my accomplishment, my failure, my worth, my unworthiness. That is why arrogance and false humility are the same mistake. One says, "I am special." The other says, "I am especially unworthy." Both are still obsessed with the same imaginary center. Both assume there is a separate self standing apart from God, evaluating itself. One inflates the self. The other deflates the self. Neither questions the self. Lesson 154 does. It quietly asks a question hiding beneath all the others. Who is the writer? The messenger does not write the message. The role is not self-assigned. The function is not self-created. The voice is not self-generated. The lesson keeps removing authorship from the personal self until almost nothing remains of the writer at all. And that is where another astonishing line appears. No one can receive and understand he has received until he gives. Think about that. The world says, first understand, then share. The Course says, sharing is understanding. The world says, first get, then give. The Course says, giving is getting. The world says, first receive, then extend. The Course says, extension is the recognition that receiving has already occurred. That was the lesson in the phone notification. The gift was not the notification. The gift was the recognition. The gift was seeing a story begin to form and not following it. The gift was seeing a conclusion attempt to arrive and refusing to sign the paperwork. The gift was seeing reality reveal itself without interference. To most people, it would have been an ordinary moment. To the detective, it became a revelation. Not because something extraordinary happened, because something ordinary was finally seen correctly. And perhaps that is the deepest message of Lesson 154. The gifts are already here. The voice is already here. The function is already here. The peace is already here. The freedom is already here. The message has already been given. The lesson is not teaching how to create any of these things. It is teaching how to stop writing over them. The rookie keeps writing messages. The detective keeps receiving them. The ego keeps inventing stories. The messenger keeps delivering what was already given. And perhaps that is why the lesson ends where it begins. Not with achievement, not with accomplishment, not with becoming something new, but with recognition. Recognition that the voice was there first. Recognition that the message was there first. Recognition that the function was there first. Recognition that the source was there first. Recognition that the freedom was there first. Recognition that what was being searched for had never actually left. The messenger's job was never to create the signal. The messenger's job is to stop claiming ownership of a broadcast that was already playing.